We had members of our team actually on the grounds of the Supreme Court as the decision was made. We got all kind of reaction, and so we are going to bring you to the steps of the Supreme Court right here in Washington as the decision's being made. This report from Chris Cella. Take a listen.
This is Chris Cella reporting for Firebrand. We are here at the U.S. Supreme Court, where a decision is expected to be handed down on whether Roe v. Wade is going to be overturned. We are going to talk with some of the people on both sides of the movement. We're going to talk to some pro-choice people, talk to some pro-life people, and see what they have to say, see what's got them so riled up.
It's all about control of women. It's not really about the fetuses or the babies, because they don't care. They're not pro-life. It's okay if cops kill black men. They don't care. They're not pro-life.
Why do you think it is so important for Roe to be protected?
80% of Americans do not want Roe to be overturned, and so if this happens, it shows that this court is illegitimate and against what the people of this country want. It's something that affects millions of women and trans men across this country. Anyone with the uterus, it affects.
It's not just about female reproductive rights, but also male reproductive rights if a man gets pregnant as well.
It's about anyone with the uterus. Anyone with the uterus.
And what will women, do? What do you think the reaction will be if Roe is overturned?
If Roe's overturned, we are going to have millions of people in the streets across this country. 80% of Americans do not want Roe to be overturned. Did it just get overturned? Did something?
Jesus.
Let's read it right now. The Constitution does not confer a right to abortion.
Hello everyone, this is Joel Valdez, executive producer of Firebrand. We are outside of the Supreme Court today where Roe v. Wade has been overturned. Millions of babies will no longer have to die at the hands of deranged leftists, and we are here to get the reaction.
This is a fascist ruling. This is an illegitimate ruling that no one who loves women, who loves girls, should respect. We must be in these streets right now. We must flood these streets. Abort the court! Abort the court! Abort the court!
Congress needs to get off their asses and do their job. Women have been fighting for years. It is not our turn. It is Congress's turn to do something about this.
Her shirt says, "I am a vagina voter." I am quoting what is read on her t-shirt. Her sign says, "Keep your religion out of my vagina."
This is a joke at this point. How is this? It's not even funny though. It's the worst joke. And of course it's a Republican telling the joke because they don't know how to laugh. They don't know how to help a good time with everyone else who just wants to help everybody. All we're for is that you have a choice. That's all we want. And they want to take away your choice. How is that fair? And by they, I mean the fascists. I mean the Republicans. I mean the conservatives. All of them. They don't want you to have a choice. They don't want me to have a choice. They don't want transgender people to have a choice. They don't want anyone except for the fascists to have a choice. I came here to D.C. on Thursday of last week, and I've been fighting in the streets ever since. You think I can afford that? No, I can't afford any of it. I'm here because it matters more than my rent. It matters more than my money. It matters more than my being. It matters about half the population is women. And now it's being taken away from them? How is that right?
Some of us who've been involved in reproductive rights for a bit have been trying to warn people about this for well over a year now, and people have kind of ignored us, kind of looked at us like, Chicken Little with the sky is falling, but the sky has just fallen today.
Rise up for abortion, right for abortion, right up.
How do you guys feel now that Roe v. Wade has been overturned? What's your first emotion that came?
I'm ecstatic. I can't explain it. I'm just so overjoyed and so happy that babies get to live. I definitely was kind of in disbelief. I saw it and I was like, I think this is a glitch. I was like, there's no way this just got released when I'm standing in front of the Supreme Court. This is so cool. And so I was just really thankful. The first thing that hit me was just overwhelming feeling of gratitude.
So what would you like to say to the justices, the brave justices who rendered this decision?
I would say thank you. I know that their lives are at risk, but they also know that other lives are at risk because of this decision. So I want to say thank you to them and for their courageous fight in this as well. Because I know it wasn't easy, but I know that they did what was right, and I know that they know that.
We are a voice for the voiceless, which is the preborn, and
Millions and millions of them have been killed since Roe v. Wade, so we are so excited to see Roe v. Wade overturned and see them be able to be valued because their lives are amazing and valuable and should not be ended by abortion.
This is a great decision, Brian, and I'd just like to read Congressman Gaetz' statement if I can. This is from Congressman Gaetz, breaking today. I applaud the courage of the Supreme Court in standing up for our most vulnerable in the face of violent intimidation from leftist agitators and the Democrat Party. Roe and Casey were bad science and bad law, and now they're history. The Supreme Court's decision in Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood versus Casey were a stain on the judiciary. Abortion is not deeply rooted in our nation's history. It is not found in common law. The Constitution is clear that Americans are entitled to life and should not be deprived without due process of law. Every day, the unborn are denied this due process when their skulls are crushed and are ripped from their mother's womb, limb by limb, until their little hearts stop beating. That ends today. States are now free to create law that opposes the evil of abortion and enshrines the unborn's right to life. That's from Congressman Matt Gaetz today. Thank you, Brian, for covering this. We'll be around.
What many people call bad science, bad law, is now history. This is a huge win for pro-life activists all around the country.
We're back live here in the Longworth House office building in Washington, D.C. Make sure you're subscribed, notifications turned on. What a terrific report from the members of our team. Want to thank Joel and Chris and Michael and Octavian and Skip. Everyone was out there making sure that we brought you to the steps of the action. And I think you saw some of the best and some of the worst in society. I know how many Americans have been coming to March for Life, have been coming to National Prayer Day, who've been going to church and have been waiting for this moment when life would have a greater chance in the United States. And I believe that the practice of these elective abortions over decades has dehumanized us. And hopefully this will lead to greater compassion, greater appreciation for life, greater appreciation for our fellow Americans.